What is up, everyone? Welcome to Reality Room Podcast with Paul,
And Dave,
bringing you the latest on Survivor 35 Heroes versus Healers versus Hustlers, episode 13. Wow. It was an okay episode. They left us in kind of suspense at the end. I don't know. Dave, well, what do you think? What did you think?
it was a good episode, but just it doesn't really go in comparison to the last couple episodes. But it still kept the tradition of crazy tribal councils.
Yeah, I agree. And it used to be Joe that spurred on these crazy tribal councils, and now it's just Ben because Ben knows he's in like the worst position ever right now. So,
Yeah,
I don't know.
desperate times, desperate measures. It's literally just working. Desperate times, desperate measures, and just pure craziness.
That's exactly right. That basically nails it on the head. Okay, and guys, if you want to talk in the chat down below, I'll be reading them throughout the episode. Any comments you might have, any questions you might have for us, looking forward to it. But let's get to the episode breakdown. Okay, so we come off a tribal council. Ben's obviously like really happy. To the surprise of no one, he's like, "Oh yeah, I'm just like yeah." I survived the night. Everyone voted for me. I used immunity idol. It's the best feeling in the world to cast the soul votes. He's the first player in Survivor history to have ever received all the votes on himself, and then casted the soul vote.
Soul vote to send home.
Yeah, I was gonna say soul vote to evict. Jesus
Christ. I was almost about to say that too. Honestly, I had to catch myself.
Oh god, Celebrity Big Brother's coming soon too, guys. All right, so and so he was ecstatic about it. Everyone else was not too happy. They were not too thrilled.
Who other than Ben would be happy about this? Other than maybe the producers who are like, "Oh shit, this is cool."
Yeah, so everyone agrees at that point to we're just gonna send Ben home now, right? Everyone was just like, yep, gonna send Ben home, and like Devin has this like moments with the camera where he's like, yeah, you've heard of the Survivor gods before, but this was the work of the Survivor devil. That soul vote to get out Lauren.
It was a great line that became the title of the episode.
Yeah, great line. I didn't realize it was a title.
Yep.
Right in the beginning too. All right, so let's see. So yeah, everyone agrees to vote Ben out. Like, what did you think about that?
It made sense. All right, the idol was played. We already know who the target is. Let's just go with Ben. It keeps everybody else safe for another week. It's totally logical. And Ben knew that he had a big target on his back. So my thoughts are just simple. It's like it makes sense for everybody else to just stick with one person.
Yeah, it definitely makes sense. And he's the biggest threat in the game right now. So anyone that even is thinking about taking him to the end is being a little ridiculous, I think. Basically no one is thinking that at this point. So
no, they're all looking for like a way to get him out.
Right. Ben's looking for situations to get himself out of it, but we'll get to that later. So Ben immediately wakes up in the morning after tribal, and he's like, oh, I might as well start looking for an idol. So he wakes up before everyone else. It's still dark out. You can tell by the way that the camera was, by the lighting of the camera. And he starts looking for the idol. Chrissy wakes up and she's like, yeah, he's looking for the idol. Whatever. Well, what else would he be doing?
It's obvious as hell.
Yeah, he's not really hiding it.
He needs it. Like, he's got a huge target on his back. He could, if anyone could look for an idol and like get away with it, it's him.
Yeah, I agree completely. At this point, he doesn't really have any other choice. All right, so
win the immunity challenge.
Well, that doesn't happen. Spoilers. No. All right, so let's jump into the reward challenge. Let's just skip it. Get to the meat of it. So it was a pair competition. The pair that won was Devin and Chrissy. And they have a decision to pick one person to bring with them onto this reward, and they choose.
Who was it, Chris? Who was it? Who did they choose?
Oh my god, fucking Mike and stupid Ryan are on one team. Are we talking about? We're skipping. Oh,
The
I'm
reward
sorry.
challenge. Reward challenge. Devin
Oh,
and Chrissy
they fucking-
won.
They fucking choose Ryan, and I think that was like kind of like stupid at one point. But then I'm like, well, I mean, for Chrissy and Ryan, since they're on the bottom, it's a good time for them to like get together and stuff like that. And they're convincing Ryan to go on their side, but Chrissy's just being selfish and just wants to get the numbers on her side. So she figured if she got
Devin. Maybe we
them
should brought Ryan along.
all together, like Devin and Ryan, they're like, okay, more people on my side, and that's why she didn't choose. That's why he didn't choose. I think it was more her than him. So obviously,
It was her. I
Well, I
mean,
mean,
that's
Chrissy-
what.
Well, I mean, Chrissy just said, "Listen, I'm gonna bring."
she doesn't even like Ashley, so of course she's not gonna bring her.
Ashley was mad at Devin because those two have in the past had a very tight friendship and alliance. So yeah, so Ryan ends up going on there. Ashley throws a bitch fit, which is like, okay.
It wasn't that bad. Let's not over exaggerate. It was not that bad. She
Oh,
was
it
just
was
like
pretty-
giving
it
faces.
was
They
pretty-
over exaggerated
no,
way too
No,
much.
it was
No,
pretty
no.
bad.
She was pretty damn pissed off. It made sense
No, her
though.
facial expression was like, "Oh my god, like what the fuck? Like I really want this."
But then
And
she
I
went
think
back
it
to
was-
camp whining about it. So.
So
Well, I mean,
they-
who
they
wouldn't
get
whine
back-
about it? You're on an island.
And then here's the funny
You're
part.
on an island for
Mike is
39
whining about it
days.
too. Like Mike is like, "Oh, I deserve this." Like, no, you don't, Mike.
Mike
You
is
don't.
like, Ryan is the least person to deserve this. I'm like, okay, calm down, man. Like, calm down.
You're right. You're right
Jesus
there next to
Christ.
him, Mike.
Yeah, I know.
I'm surprised
Jeez.
Ben wasn't pissed off. Like,
Ben
I
doesn't-
mean, like Ben has.
Ben just happy.
Ben's
He's
in a really shitty.
Ben just happy he's still around.
If you're a Survivor fan, if you're a Survivor fan, you're not gonna care if you don't get taken on one reward. Like, relax. But it's been 37 days. The stress is getting to them. So I guess
They're
I
starving.
have to
They're
sympathize.
cranky. Their back's probably hurt from sleeping on fucking the floor and all this other shit. Like they're in a
Everything.
stressful environment, so of course, like when they don't get invited to a luxury, like that's gonna piss them off.
All right. So
Especially Ashley, that hasn't really gone on too many.
all right. So back to the game. So we go to the three of them on the reward, and it's a pretty it's a nice reward. Blah 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 blah. No one cares about that. Let's talk
They
about
got to
the
sleep in a
convers-
bed. That's what really matters. They got to sleep in a bed.
Yeah, they got to sleep in a bed. Who cares? So
We didn't even
then-
see the bed, but all right.
No one cares
Doesn't
about that. So we get to the three. We get to the main conversation at hand. The reason why rewards exist in the first place. The talk about an alliance. So at this point, Chrissy and Ryan are aligned. They've been aligned the past many episodes. Devin is aligned with Ashley at this point. But in my opinion, Devin out of the three of them has the best shot of winning. So when Chrissy's like, yeah, let's form a final three, obviously Devin's going to say yes. It's against the two people that he can easily beat. Well, maybe not Chrissy because of the
Chrissy's debatable.
wins.
Yeah,
I think if
Chrissy's
it's Chris,
debatable.
Chrissy will be close. I mean, let's be honest here. Devin's got to take Mike and Ryan with him.
That's what I thought. I told you that, Dave, when we were watching the episode. I was like, I guarantee Devin's ideal final three would be Ryan and Mike because he
Mike.
could easily beat them at the end. Yeah.
Incorrect.
100%.
Mike is guaranteed to get all the healer votes.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I don't know
Oh, wait,
about
no,
that for sure.
Joe. Yeah, Joe.
Yeah, Joe, but that's about it. Like,
No, Joe.
else?
Joe would sway the jury to vote for Mike, and Joe is very persuasive. I've been watching the Ponderosas. He's very loud. He's
You're not
doing
wrong.
a lot of talking.
Mike is his boy. Like he wants.
Exactly.
I hope not. I hope they don't think that way. I really hope they don't think that way.
I don't
But
know.
it will. I mean, Mike's played a good game too.
I mean, Ryan's got no shot.
Mike's
Really?
dug his way out from the bottom a million goddamn times. He's still on the bottom, and he's still in the game.
I think it's by luck though. I don't think it's really by strategy that much. Like you really think about it, it was him and Joe that were on the bottom, and there was just bigger targets than Mike. And let's be real here, Mike's competition record isn't that big. So why would you want to get rid of Mike, who's really sucky at competitions?
Mike's
when you can get rid of
competition
other
record is
people?
participation.
The competition record doesn't really matter in the scheme of things in Survivor. It's
Well, when you
mostly
want to try to win,
strategy.
when you want to be safe for elimination, absolutely it is.
Well,
If-
yeah.
especially when you're getting to when you're dwindling down to lower numbers, you want to keep people in the game that suck at competitions because you know you can beat them and guaranteed safety.
Well, there's usually a lot of puzzles on the last few challenges, so Mike's probably going to thrive well at those. So
Or
if
Chrissy,
they're-
because Chrissy and
Yeah.
Ben are really good at the puzzles.
And Ryan too. They're all smart. They're all smart people. All right, so let's so basically so back to the normal whatever. Ryan, Chrissy, and Devin form a final three alliance. I mean, it makes sense for them to do so. Honestly,
Yeah.
I don't think Ryan stands a chance against anyone left in the game at this point. Chrissy, I still think Chrissy's best bet is for her to bring Ashley and Ryan, but whatever.
Yeah,
I guess that's not happening. And Devin's best bet is definitely Ryan and Chrissy.
I don't agree with that. I think if Ashley was in the final three with Chrissy, that Ashley would have a better chance than Chrissy. That's just my opinion. I think Ashley played a pretty good game, honestly.
Yeah, she'd have Lauren, she'd have JP.
Yeah, right.
Right, but no one really knows how good of a game Ashley plays. We know she played a good game because we see her confessionals. We know exactly what she's thinking. She doesn't relay this to everyone else. The jury at this point has no idea what kind of game Ashley has played. The only way they're going to figure that out is if Devin makes it there, and it doesn't. And he's not there. So
well, let's go back to one of the seasons, season 32, I believe, with Michelle. Right? Correct.
Mm-hmm.
She played a pretty low key under the radar game. Then she started winning at the very end. So maybe if Mike can pull something like that off and start winning competitions at Final Five and start saving himself and start building his resume, I think it would even increase his odds way more than before. So I think
Maybe.
Mike has to just win a competition or two, but that's just me.
I don't think season 32 is a good example because that was just a bitter jury. But that's just my opinion. But the jury usually is better. So I mean, I guess you're not wrong for saying that. So I guess maybe Ashley could have stood a chance because people.
But even this year, I don't know who's even that bitter. I mean, maybe Joe, depending on who's left, and Ashley is bitter towards Devin from the way it ended.
I mean, Joe shit talks Ben all the time.
Yeah.
All right. So
honestly, it's gonna be just up in the air. Like I actually can say this Final Five, no idea who would win. Like no idea how. Like that's why I like the season a lot more than the other seasons.
Yeah.
I know. Well, my only prediction is not Ryan.
Yeah, right. It's Ryan. Ryan's not winning. That's it.
All right, I'll laugh when he does win. I'm gonna laugh somehow.
He's my pick to win, but he's not gonna win. All right, so let's okay, so let's get back to the game. So Ben still goes back looking for the idol. It's whatever at this point. I mean, he's still looking around. Everyone's just like, yeah, okay, he's looking. So what? Chrissy, Mike, Devin, and Ryan basically say, hey, why don't we vote out Ashley? Well, Chrissy makes this.
Chrissy proposes it.
To vote out Ashley instead of voting out Ryan. No, not Ryan. Instead of voting out Ben.
Right.
I mean, it makes total sense. I mean, Chrissy didn't win the immunity challenge. Chrissy won the immunity challenge. Ashley didn't win. So Ashley's the more competitive player, the more likely one to win the immunity challenge. Get her out this week and then just get Ben out another week. Plus, they didn't know whether or not Ben had an idol, so it made total sense.
Which I thought that was complete bullshit. I'm just gonna be honest with you. Like with Ben's idol, I know we're gonna talk about that later, but I just thought that was complate bullshit.
It was
just a way for it was just a way for production to add antagonism to the rest of the Final Five.
Yeah, I agree.
That's honestly what I believe. I don't care what anyone says. My gut's telling me that's what production was doing. They like Ben. They like the bad guy. They like someone that's against the majority.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, Ben was looking for the idol for the past 3 days.
Yeah, but Mike said he looked everywhere for it, and now all of a sudden there's a big fat arrow, big fat purple arrow that's pointing down.
They didn't show Mike looking for the idol, though. I know he did, but I doubt it was.
Who knows how hard Mike really looked for the idol? Like, it's Mike.
Out of everyone, well, Mike's looked for idols before.
But I mean, like compared to Ben, like he was looking for the idol like his life depended on it because it did.
Yeah, it really did. All right, so let's jump into the immunity challenge.
Chrissy won.
Yeah, Chrissy won. It came down to the puzzle at the end. With the cogs, turns it around, wins immunity. Good for her. Chrissy's won a lot of challenges at this point. And at times where when it mattered, she's won in previous episodes, and also at times when it didn't really matter, like this one, except for preventing Ben to win. But she's safe for the vote for what it's worth. It's always good to have immunity, obviously, and guaranteed a spot on the final five. So at this point, she's kind of tugging along between voting out Ashley and voting out Ben. It's under my opinion, I believe that Chrissy came to the decision that she wanted to vote out Ashley at the tribal council. I don't think they were voting Ben out at all. Thoughts?
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's exactly what Chrissy was saying. Like, let's just go for Ashley now. Like,
it does make sense.
Ashley and Ben are on her list. It makes complete sense to go with Ashley while Ashley doesn't have the immunity.
Right. So
Exactly,
I think even before Ben pulled out his idol, they were all voting out Ashley because just the way they were talking, it seems like Ryan was like, "Oh, if the votes are going Ben's way, then and if he has an idol, that would certainly whatever things up." Like just the way they were wording things, I really thought that they were voting Ashley out anyway. Also, there was no discussion between, like, no one mentioned Ashley after Ben played his idol pre-vote. Like, it's not like we heard Mike. There was no whispering. Everyone just knew it was Ashley.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was simple to figure out. I mean,
I do have a question. I do have a question though about what Devin said to Ben, and Devin was like, "Yeah, but who knows if you're even going to play it now?" But then I thought at Final Five, immunity idols don't work, or they get voided, or something like that.
It depends on the season. I mean, this could be a season where it works at Final Five. We've had seasons that worked at Final Five before. But yeah.
So then if that's the case, then do you guys believe that he wasted his idol?
No,
because he was still on the list to go.
I mean,
Right,
it's like this for Ben. He pulled out his idol in order to bait the other tribe mates to not vote for him after Devin made like the power play. I'm voting for you anyway. Like he made that very, very clear to Ben. Ben knew he had to play it.
But you just said that everyone's plan was to vote out Ashley.
Everyone's plan was to vote out Ashley, but the whole thing with Devin...
Devin was baiting him to play it.
Oh.
Exactly. And plus, Devin, I think out of anyone there, Devin was more on the fence about voting out Ashley. He really might have voted out Ben if Ben didn't play the idol.
Right. You can definitely tell there was some thinking there for him at the end, but
everybody else was set on Ashley. For understandable reasons.
There was 5 votes on Ashley. I mean, not even Ben voted for Mike, even though he said I'm voting for Mike.
Yeah, I didn't really understand why Ben voted for Ashley.
He probably knew he had a harder chance. Like I said before, he probably knew that he had an easier chance in competitions going up against like not Ashley over Dr. Mike. I think that's what it comes down to with Final Five.
Makes total sense. I mean,
he's so close. Why vote someone out that hasn't won anything over someone who has?
Exactly. That's why it's good to keep Mike and Ryan there for a little bit if you're going to compete for immunity.
Right.
Yeah, they both suck at competitions. That's it. Yeah.
Let's talk about Ben finding the idol. I mean, like, okay, they've done this before where they put the idol under the whatever. I mean, at this point, I feel like people should just start looking under.
Just looking at camp.
Just look under the fucking the shelter. I mean, that's where it is. People should just always look under there. I mean, that's what's going to happen from now on. I mean, it's happened enough that people will start looking under there and they won't even need a clue. That's what I think.
Especially this season.
This is what I truly believe, and I'm going to stick to my opinion. I don't know if it's factual or not, but I honestly believe that production definitely had that sign up there like a day and a half ago to bait Ben into actually getting the idol, and that's when they hit. Once they did the immunity challenge, like while they were doing the immunity challenge, that's when they started forming and making this whole hidden immunity idol type of thing, and that's when Ben found it. Found the clue, went to camp, took it out of the bottom of wherever they sleep at, the cabin, wherever you want to fucking call it,
Shelter.
And that's how he got the idol. Shelter, yeah, and that's how he got the idol. I don't think that thing was there the entire time. That's my opinion, and that's how Ben got the idol. I don't think it's fair that this is happening, but I mean, it is what it is. This is Survivor. I guess that's what production likes to do. They like to give the antagonist, the person that's out of the majority, a better chance of getting to the end because it helps them make the ending of the show better. But knowing how everything, I think that's it though. After last episode, I don't think Ben's finding any more idols. That's honestly my opinion, and I'm sticking to it.
Fair enough. Yeah, I mean, production could have had a role. I'm not sure. Again, it's a show that's edited post. So I mean, these things are certainly possible. I thought the thought definitely popped into my mind when he found it. Although I also have to acknowledge that he did look for the idol for the past 3 days straight, almost possibly nonstop, except for challenge.
I mean, the point is, in the end, he won it. So, and then he played it in the most badass way. Hey, Jeff, I'm gonna.
It wasn't a badass way.
No,
I thought that was pretty cool. Like how
that would have been better.
this
is what I really.
the blind side was cool, but I liked how he did it this time around, where he was like, "Hey, Jeff, I'm playing this now before the voting ever happened." That was pretty cool. It's fun to watch.
I don't think that wasn't good gameplay.
So this is what I was saying to Dave while we were watching the episode at the end. I thought that he was gonna use the idol after the votes were cast, and I thought he would have been the person that would have voted out Devin, just because of the way that Ben and Devin have been like trying to like talk to each other and stuff like that, and it's been like a conflicted issue between the two of them. Like I thought it would have been a really good power move if he just fucking voted out Devin.
Oh no, it was definitely clear throughout the episode that Ben was targeting either Mike or Ashley because he tried to reach out to the two of them, and they both basically pushed him away during the when the other three were at the reward challenge. So it was I feel like Ben wanted Mike or Ashley gone.
Pretty much, and it was basically like Devin from the sideline being like, "Ben, I'm going after you no matter what."
All right, so let's talk about the final three and
Final five.
No, who do you think the final three is going to be, or the possibility that they're bringing back a final two for the first time in a long time? I think 28 was the last time they had a final two. Yep, with Tony. So let's think about final three situations right now.
Well, we know Ryan lost no matter who he's up against.
I think
Ryan can't win.
Ryan's guaranteed final three, but he's not going to win.
Yeah, I could. I
can't see them being like, we got to vote out Ryan. He played such a game. No, fuck no. They're Ryan's guaranteed final three.
Has Ryan ever gotten a vote?
No. But neither has Devin. So
that's true too. See, I feel like pretty soon, like I feel like they're gonna start wisening up and be like, "Hey, we might have to take out Devin because he's the next best in competitions after Ashley."
Their best bet, honestly, right. Chrissy's best bet is bringing maybe
Ryan. Ryan got 2 votes when Joe and Mike voted for him. Three votes.
Okay. Yeah, that didn't really matter though.
So it's Devin.
Right. He had He had the idol, so it was voided. So technically, you're right.
And again, it was Joe and Kevin. It was Joe and Mike. So, like, did they really matter? Like, they've never had power.
Well, you asked if he ever got a vote on himself. He did. Yeah.
That's true.
So this is what I think the final three is going to be. I think Ben's not making final three. I think he's going to lose that final 5, and he's going to lose that final 4, and he's going to get voted out one of those times because they know they can't beat him at the end.
Yeah.
So I don't think Ben's going to be final 3. I think Mike's going to be definitely part of final 3 because I think that people are underestimating him.
No. The Mike's going to be gone 4th.
Fourth? Yeah. They're going to vote Mike. They're going to vote Mike out over the other 2.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I think so too. I can't see Mike making it to final 3.
Mike has
never seen him making it to final 3.
Mike has the best shot of winning out of minus Ben. He has the best shot of winning. He has all the healer votes, and he has the best. He was always on the bottom. He was on the bottom when he first started the game. Even when the tribes merged and he was finally on top.
But Ryan and Chris were on the bottom, not the whole time, but they were on the bottom too a couple of times.
Ryan and Chris have been like they felt like they were on the bottom, but they never really were.
A 5-person alliance. Like a 5-person alliance was going against them too, and I guarantee that's going to be their argument. Guarantee it.
No,
I
I
mean,
mean,
they
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 didn't do
weren't.
anything to get out of that. It was all Ben.
Yeah, and like I said, I feel like they felt like they were on the bottom, but they were really floating in the middle. I mean, they're still around, so I mean, it's true they were just floating in the middle.
So let's skip forward. So we think that it's gonna be Devin, Ryan, and
Chrissy.
Chrissy at the end.
Probably.
Production finds a way to force Ben to make it to the end because that seems like the foregone conclusion. But if they don't, then that would be the best final three situation for the three of them, based on who's
Yeah.
left.
Well, yeah,
I mean, I don't see any way that Ryan's not making it to final three.
that's why I said the same thing
Like,
too.
I have no idea who would want to vote out Ryan and like why they would want to be next to him. Like, it's an automatic, just like not like an automatic win, but you know what I mean. It's like
Well,
a free
Ryan's also a very good speaker, so he could maybe.
He's
I
not going to
doubt it.
convince
I
anybody.
doubt it. Doubt it.
Who the hell is he going to convince? I have no idea. Like, who is he going to convince over like if Ryan's with Chrissy? Chrissy's going to win this. She got the super fan speech.
Well, Ryan. So does Ryan. Well, Ryan.
No, but Chrissy's got like the hey, I've been trying for 17 years. or whatever
Yeah,
it is to get
yeah.
on the show.
She's gonna use that angle really very well. Yeah.
Right. Although people don't really vote. Well, it depends on the jury.
Yeah.
Honestly,
See,
Joe's going to play a big part.
Oh, hell yeah.
I don't think Joe's gonna convince the jury anything.
I think so. He's already been posting on Twitter about how like you guys gotta wait to the finale night. He's like he's acting like he already played some big moves finale night, and it wouldn't shock me. It's Joe. Like
I'll fucking see it to believe it.
So if Ben makes it to the end and Mike's in the final three with him, maybe he sways it to Mike. I don't know. It's possible.
Joe would try to, like I said, Joe wants to help his boy Mike.
Ben and Mike are not making final three. I don't see that happening.
It wouldn't shock me.
Me neither.
They wouldn't have the numbers. They wouldn't have the numbers.
Anything could happen in Survivor. Ben could win. Ben could win immunity. Next vote, and Mike and Ryan make a deal or something. I don't know. It could be something. It could be something that's the smallest little thing.
I could see. Honestly, I still think Devin could kind of win the whole thing pretty easily if he makes it to final three.
Oh yeah, Devin. Well, here's the thing. Devin's also been very like. I've been talking about this for the past few episodes. He's been kind of a dick the past few episodes. Like the second he ditched Ryan for like that other alliance, he's just been so like.
He's been, but it makes it more interesting because it's like, oh, okay, like this nice kid that we see, like, oh, he's toughening up for the sake of the game. Like, I don't really see him as like an asshole. I just see him as like someone who realized that he's got his own mind and he can play, and he comes up with these pretty good strategies.
No, I saw him as an asshole. Like saying, oh, like that in that vote like 3 episodes ago, like when they blindsided JP, the episode after that, he's like, Ryan's like, or Chrissy or someone's like, oh, well, when did you guys align? He's like, oh, this is a private information. Like, what the fuck, dude?
What does that even mean?
Like, it doesn't mean anything. Like, and Ben did the same shit though too. So I don't know.
But everyone in Ryan's and Devin's alliance was saying the same thing. Like, this is just need to know basis, you know. And like they all stuck to that script. I mean, I see that as part of the gameplay. That's how I see it.
You can just say, yeah, during the reward. What the fuck do you think?
I don't even know at this point. Anyone could fucking win at this point. I wouldn't even care. I'm actually happy with the final 5, to be honest.
Yeah,
I'm pretty pleased.
They all played pretty good games. I mean, Ryan played a great early game. It got him to where he was. Got him to the merge.
Yeah, Ryan's early game was like so good, and then it just he kind of like got screwed over. But like how well he played the early game, like you said, like it got him to the merge and it got him this far.
Right.
Like now, like now his bond with Devin is like it's back. But like the thing is that Ryan had all the power in the Devin Ryan relationship, and now Devin's got all the power in it.
Yeah, that's exactly right. All right, so yeah, I guess we'll end it there.
Tune in next week when Devin wins Survivor.
Tune in next week where Devin
Where Ryan doesn't win. Tune in next week when Ryan doesn't win.
Where
Ryan doesn't win.
Where Devin, Ben, or Mike win Survivor. Watch Chrissy wins. Paulie, you're wrong.
It's a tie.
Just anyone who's not Ryan has a good shot at winning this.
Right.
It's a
so,
9-person jury, right? Is it a 9-person jury?
We don't know if it's going to be a final 3 or final 2 yet.
Oh, okay.
So we'll find
I
that
think it
out.
would be really funny if it was a 3-way tie.
I'm
I hope, please. Like,
That's not going to happen.
I'm still betting on a final. I'm betting on a final 2 personally. I hate it when they do 3 votes in an episode. I absolutely hate it, but they might do it. Oh god. All right. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. Until the season finale next week. Peace.